Alrighty, my friends, what is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another live stream here for today. We got ourselves an update here on the tropics for you guys regarding what we can expect out of Nicole as it does make its way here towards portions here of Florida. Hope you guys are doing all right. I want to go ahead and say right off the bat, a shout out does go to Liam. I told him I'd give him a shout out for obviously thank you so much there, Liam, for becoming a part of the Category 1 club. Absolutely, thank you so much. And once again, big shout out goes to you. Anyways, let's go ahead and see who is here for today. We have ourselves Devin, we have Megan, let's see, Blondie's here, we have ourselves Rain, my mom's here, what's up? Let's see here, Haley, Blondie, I think I already said Blondie. Let's see, Liam. What's up, you guys? Hope y'all are doing all right, and let's go ahead and jump right on into it. So, as you may or may not know, there is a tropical system that is heading its way right towards Florida. We are expecting those impacts to start tomorrow. So, we're going to need to really watch out for this system. Now, this thing is still expected to remain a Category 1 storm upon landfall here. We kind of are pinpointing the landfall here, kind of just now north of Fort Lauderdale, kind of just south here of Daytona. That's kind of the ballpark of where the cone of uncertainty is located. You can see, as of the latest hurricane update, this thing is expected to remain a lower level tropical storm. So in regarding to strength on landfall is actually remain the same since yesterday's update, so that's definitely some good news. There has been a little bit more of a trend to the north. Basically, the track has shifted a little bit more to the north than yesterday, in which that is something that we are indeed looking at here. But yeah, once again, still is expected to be a Category 1 upon landfall. Let's go ahead and see Proxy with another donation. Thank you so much, Proxy, for the $50 donation. You absolutely rock here. Time for another educational and helpful live stream from Andrew, live from Florida. Mods and NWA16 family rocks. Well, Proxy, thank you so much for that. It's super generous of you. Very, very sweet. Also, on top of that, I've just now seen Proxy's also doing 10 memberships, gifting them to people. Proxy, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much for your serious, kind, and continuous support. You absolutely rock here. So, anyways, but yeah, that's what's going on there, my friends. We definitely do need to watch out. And like I said, we are indeed seeing, we are going to see the system, be a lower level Category 1 hurricane, potentially upper level tropical storm. It's likely it's going to be making landfall as a Category 1 storm. So, anyways, but that's what's going on there. That's what we're looking at here. Sustained winds here upon landfall is kind of expected around 75 miles per hour. Obviously, with higher gusts potentially up to 90 miles per hour being possible. So something we do got to definitely watch out here for as it tracks its way to the west here. So that's for 1 o'clock in the morning here for Thursday. Kind of when we are expecting that landfall to occur. It's kind of the early morning hours here of Thursday, in which we are indeed going to watch out for this. And as it tracks its way more inland, we're going to move our way up here to the northwest, right here across portions of towards Spring Hill and stuff like that. So right here towards Spring Hill and stuff like that. So obviously this thing is not approximate, but that's where the cone of uncertainty does lie. That's where the median, the line of best fit, basically where the storm is expected to track into, will kind of be after that 12-hour mark. So kind of around Thursday afternoon is when it's going to be basically in western Florida. So, honestly, compared to what we're seeing here, I mean, it's a pretty fast-moving system. Like I said, between landfall here or near landfall to almost exiting the western coast here, it's literally a 12-hour stretch here. And honestly, that's really not too bad. It's going to be moving at some pretty decent speeds here, in which we definitely do got to keep an eye on it. But like I said, cone of uncertainty, like I said, obviously showing ourselves landfall here. I mean, obviously far down, potentially far down south, is like north of Fort Lauderdale. We've kind of zoned out those areas near Miami and stuff like that, so that's not really an expected landfall region. Same thing along the coast of like Daytona, Jacksonville. Landfalls at this point not expected to be across those regions. Areas of landfall we got to really watch out for is kind of towards like West Palm Beach, Port St. Louis, Fort Pierce, towards Vero Beach here, Sebastian, Palm Bay. You guys are in the cone of uncertainty. If you do not know what that means, it's basically where the center of the storm could track and make landfall over. So if you're in the red here, you do have the potential of the center of this storm, not how long or how big the storm is, but what the center of the storm could track over. So that's kind of what we're talking about in regarding to things here. System tracks its way up here to the north, eventually going into portions of southern Georgia. Actually still expected to be a tropical storm even then. all the way up here into South Carolina, expected to be a tropical storm, eventually becoming a tropical depression, kind of once it moves into the mid-Atlantic and northeastern view. But like I said, it's definitely going to be quite interesting to see how this thing does play out here, and we're going to need to give you guys some more updates. So like I said, for the effects on Florida here for tomorrow, we're going to start to feel these effects here. This includes me, because I am here in Florida now. So I'm going to actually be giving you guys some live coverage, or not really live coverage, but more of a live updates. Planning on every 1 to 3 hours doing a live stream, a couple live streams here at a time, just to give you guys a status update of what's going on outside. I'll show you guys the latest views and stuff like that, so you'll get a live view from Florida from me here on the channel. That way you guys can actually see what is going on and stuff like that. So that's what we're talking about. That's what we're going to be talking about here. So next up, let's go ahead and move on to the models, because we have a few things we do need to talk about here. We're going to talk about the hurricane models and everything like that. So let's go ahead and switch on over to those right now. So first up, we have ourselves, we're going to take a look here first up at the HWRF model in regarding to Nicole here. That is the name of the storm, is Nicole. So we track our way down here in time. We are going to see the system make landfall on eastern Florida. Once again, landfall is not really expected near the Miami area. That's not even in the cone of uncertainty anymore. But does not mean that Miami can't see any effects of that. Something we definitely do got to watch out here for. So like I said, right here we're kind of expecting a landfall kind of towards Port St. Lucie, kind of around those regions there. The system will track its way over here towards the Tampa area. Kind of located right where I'm at. I'm actually relatively close to Tampa, tracking its way up here in the Panhandle according to this model, and then shifting up northeast as that cold front does sweep down, drag this storm up into, basically uppercuts the storm up into portions of the Tennessee, Mid-Atlantic, and Tennessee Valley, Mid-Atlantic, and eventually to the northeast. But anyways, that's kind of what's expected according to the HWRF model. Now let's go ahead and take a look at a different model here. Let's take a look at the HMON. This is a different model, once again expected to make landfall, maybe a little bit more to the north, kind of showing towards like Titusville. Anyways, tracking its way up here to, obviously up a little bit more higher north than Tampa, according. So there is a little bit of uncertainties between these two models for the most part. This one doesn't actually show it tracking back into the Gulf at all, as the HWRF did actually show the system center tracking back into the waters on the left-hand side of Florida, but that is not expected with this in particular model. This one shows it not as strong as it moves its way towards the Tennessee Mid-Atlantic view, Tennessee Valley, Mid-Atlantic area, but still could deliver some rain for these areas here. Is honestly something we do got to really got to keep out for here. So, anyways, let's go and see here. Stay safe, Andrew. We love you. Well, Travis, we're gonna be here for you. I'm gonna do my best. I'm probably gonna be outside. I'm probably gonna be stupid. Go outside and film it like any storm chaser would. But anyways, I'm gonna try my best to be safe here. Absolutely. I'm actually really I hate to say it, but I'm actually kind of excited for this. I know this is going to be causing some harm and some problems, that's the part I don't like. The part I'm looking forward to is the experience of tropical system. I've had tropical storms here up towards when I lived in Virginia. There's a few of them that knocked by, but this is like my first legit tropical system here that I'm going to be dealing with here, and because I am in the tropics, being in Florida, and then with this guy, I consider this my first tropical cyclone. But anyways, but yeah, so I'm a little bit excited about that, but I'm not excited about the impacts that it could potentially cause on people, which is very, very unfortunate and stuff like that. So, all right, next up, we're going to take a look here at the forecast models regarding the spaghetti plots. Now, here is the latest trend. We're going to have to zoom in really far for this to take a look at it. Models, honestly, really have come to quite the agreement here. The center really tracks its way here once again towards like Port St. Lucie. That's where the median ground is located here. And eventually, like I said, just hugs the coast here. It almost goes back into the Gulf of Mexico, but the majority of the models has it tracking relatively just right along that coastline. So kind of expected to make landfall near Port St. Lucie. Eventually moving up here just kind of north of Tampa, and then heading up here to the north, eventually being caught up here by the cold front, eventually tracking this thing and steering it up here to the northeast. So, but that's kind of what we are talking about in regarding to the spaghetti models. So models, honestly, are in decent agreement. Really not too bad. I'm not going to lie with you guys. really not looking so bad here. Here's the overall intensity that's forecasted. You can actually see how we barely pushed that Category 1 zone. Like I said, this thing is expected to be a lower level Category 1 upon landfall here in eastern Florida. Obviously, and then once it makes landfall, then that's going to quickly start to deteriorate, kind of quickly start to dismantle itself and wobble, and start to basically decay. So basically, that's kind of a thing we're going to be watching out for the system. So, but like I said, lower level Category 1, 75 mile per hour sustained winds on landfall is expected near Port St. Lucie here, as well as like I said, this thing is expected to be a tropical storm as it reaches here towards a little bit north of Tampa. As we were looking here, we're going to take a look at it really quickly again. You can see just north of Tampa, this thing is expected to actually hold onto some of its strength here. It's just due to the flat nature of Florida, it's honestly potentially be holding up a little bit, and how fast it's moving to as well. Like I said, 65 sustained here with gusts up to hurricane force here, once even it makes its way to western Florida, which is going to be quite interesting. Like I said, this thing actually crosses right over me, what it looks like. I'm dead smack middle in the cone of uncertainty here, so it's really going to look interesting for me. We're going to see what's going to happen here. But anyways, that's kind of what we're talking about. Let's see, does Nicole have much eye development? Not really. Nicole is having a bit of issues. We can take a look here at the satellite imagery. But it's overcoming those issues here right now, I should say. I'm going to go ahead and bring the satellite view over here for you guys. So this is what we're talking about. Let's go and zoom out here. So this is the latest satellite imagery here of Nicole. You can see how it's been lacking a lot of thunderstorm activity, but you can very much obviously see that very violent rotation that's ongoing with this in particular storm here. And like I said, that's pretty crazy. It's really, really crazy. Let's see here. Alex DJ says, Andrew, I was watching Reed Timmer live, and he said that there is already warnings there. Yes, I am actually, me specifically, I'm under a tropical storm warning that is in effect here. Now, I know portions here of eastern Florida, there's hurricane warnings in effect here, which I can actually go ahead and show you guys here now from the official National Hurricane Center. So let's go ahead and bring up the cone here, which I can go ahead and show you guys the warnings and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and switch this over. So here we go. So this is what we're talking about. Here's the cone as of the latest update here from the Hurricane Center. You know what's really crazy about this system is the fact of how large the wind field is. This thing, you can see the yellow here, this big old yellow ball, that is where the tropical storm force winds are already located. That's bigger than the state of Florida already. So that's the size of the tropical storm force winds. Anywhere in that yellow is experiencing tropical storm force winds, and this thing is literally larger than the entire state of Florida, which is a little concerning. Anyways, across the red areas here for the northern Bahamas, obviously eastern portions of Florida, right there in that smack dab middle of the cone, those are the hurricane warnings in effect across the red. Those are where hurricane conditions is expected. That is what we're watching out for. Across the blue, those are tropical storm force, tropical storm warnings. You don't see them on the interior portion. They just kind of cover them for the coastline, but they actually extend all the way into western Florida. The yellow is the tropical storm watches, and the pinks you see here, those are hurricane watches, where hurricane conditions are possible, but still not a guarantee thing. But like I said, the red is where the are expected. That's where the hurricane conditions is expected to occur. So, like I said, on landfall, kind of expecting a landfall here relatively early here for Thursday, so the day after tomorrow, kind of talking around midnight to 2 o'clock, I'd say. And regarding to landfall here, according to the latest information coming through as a Category 1. Landfall as a Cat 1 here for kind of around midnight Thursday. Eventually moving its way up here into western Florida, just north of Tampa, kind of around 1 p.m. Thursday. So kind of just, 12 hours later from east to west. So this thing is going to be cruising pretty fast. I mean, that's the thing. It's going to be moving pretty quickly for the most part, eventually steering up to the northeast, as you can actually see here. Reason is because we are seeing a very powerful cold front getting ready to drive some pretty chilly air across the way. We'll look at that here in a second. Steering this storm up here to the northeast in regarding. So basically, with that being said, that is going to allow for this rain and potential winds to actually clock up into the southeast Tennessee Valley, into the mid-Atlantic, and potentially the northeast down in time here. So anyways, but like I said, once it kind of reaches in here, the winds aren't going to be as much of a concern at that point. Just looking out for a little bit of rain. Now, in regarding to this storm here, now honestly, there is some pretty good news I was looking at here earlier. So as of the latest update here, This is not going to be quite the massive rainmaker, kind of like how Ian was. Ian was a pretty nasty rainmaker, especially for Orlando. This storm is not going to be as bad in regarding to the rainfall totals. So the areas here in the dark green, that's around the 2 to 4 inch range. That's kind of where we are expecting 2 to 4 inches of rainfall to occur. Myself is inside of that dark green area, so I have about 2 to 4 inches of rain expected. And obviously the yellow, that is kind of where 4 to 6 inches of rainfall. So that's kind of right there on the outskirts of Orlando. Like you guys need any rain, we're going to see about 4 to 6 inches as of the latest information coming through. So that's kind of what we're talking about. So anyways, but that's what's going on there, my friends. That's kind of expected for the rainfall here. The storm surges, basically regarding how tall the waves could push inland. We are indeed seeing these storm surges around 3 to 5 feet at worst here along the eastern side here of Florida. And like I said, where landfall is kind of expected as of now, kind of the middle ground of where landfall is kind of expected now is near Fort Pierce, towards Port St. Lucie, Stewart, Vero Beach, Lakewood Park, kind of those regions there. Now, the center could track as far north as like Merritt Island and as far down south towards like Boca Raton and Delray Beach and Boynton Beach, I think it's how you say that. So obviously that's kind of that's kind of where we are expecting this thing. And as you can see, according to the model we're looking at right now, this is the HRRR. You can kind of see landfall does take place, as you can see on the top. Actually, you can't see that, but it says 11 o'clock p.m. So kind of somewhere around those midnight hours here for Thursday. That's kind of what we're talking about, early morning hours here for Thursday. So we're going to start to see these effects of tropical storm force characteristics tomorrow. Kind of for around tomorrow afternoon, we're going to start to feel the tropical storm force winds across portions of Florida, eventually moving its way up here across the way. Now, there is something I can show you to actually show you guys the time of these winds and what time the tropical storm force winds will arrive across your location. So, moving back here to the hurricane center, you can actually see here is that graph. So we are kind of expecting the tropical storm force winds to approach eastern Florida kind of here for tomorrow around 8 o'clock in the morning. So in about 10, 11 hours from now, we're going to start to see those tropical storm force winds push into eastern portions of Florida. Then kind of by, obviously by 2 p.m., we're kind of expecting those to be towards Orlando, and obviously here just north of Tampa here for 8 p.m. tomorrow. And like I said, the worst of it's not going to happen until midnight of Thursday, and obviously a little bit further in. So that's kind of what we're talking about. That is indeed what we are seeing here, and we're definitely going to keep an eye on it. We are definitely going to watch this closely. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on, guys. I'm going to go ahead and take a look. We're going to move back here really quickly. I want to go ahead and show you all what is going on with the models, because I want to show you guys something. It's not just the tropics we need to watch out for, but we're actually watching for all 3 types of weather. Yes, you heard me correctly. Snowfall, thunderstorms, and tropical activity will be occurring across the states here over the next few days, and it's something that's going to be quite nasty. So the weather pattern is extremely crazy right now, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys here what we can expect here. So let me go ahead and zoom on over here. I'm going to take a look here back at the models. I forgot I actually put the wrong one there. Taking a look here back at the models, we're going to see what is going on across the way. Let me go ahead and zoom out there. There we go, so we can fit that screen there. So here's what's happening. We track our way down in time here. First of all, that tropical system makes landfall in portions of, obviously Florida. You can see there for 1 o'clock in the morning for Thursday. This thing tracks its way up here to the north, and obviously you can see this system developing. A lot of moisture right now is driving its way across the upper elevations of the Rockies. This will drive its way across the northern plains. Low pressure system will develop trailing a cold front, allowing for severe storms to kick off across portions here of the Midwest. And obviously for like the Dakotas, you can see the blue. That is indicating a lot of potential snowfall across those regions. And like I said, the cold front will continue pushing east with its strong polar air mass pushing southeast here, while the tropical air mass moves its way up here to the north. And you can see the clashing of both air masses allows for the steering of the tropical system to sway its way up here to the northeast. So obviously areas here towards like mid-Atlantic into the northeast eventually. Now rainfall could be a potential something you need to watch out for across portions of mid-Atlantic and the northeast here. But other than that, that's kind of what's going on here. So a lot of craziness. And like I said, tropical weather, snowfall across the north. Tropical storm activity across the Florida area, southeastern United States. And then obviously the cold front driving severe storms across the Midwest, and then the upper plains for the snowfall. So it's really kind of crazy. It really, really is kind of crazy here. So, but that is kind of what we are looking at here. What is the severe weather risk for Kansas City? So here's the thing. So we're going to go ahead and take a look here at the Storm Prediction Center regarding the severe weather expected. So here's today's outlook. we just have a little bit of a severe weather risk across southwestern California. Nothing too crazy. Tornadoes is a possibility, but a very low chance. Obviously hail is not a concern, but maybe gusty winds and maybe an isolated tornado is possible across southwestern California. Really a small risk though anyways. Here for tomorrow, that tornado probability begins here in Florida. The thing is, like I said, with these tropical systems is they produce what we call cyclone-induced tornadoes. Basically, the natural rotation of these storms here on the right-hand side where the increased winds are, as well as the overall mixing layer of the warm and cold air, where the thermodynamics, obviously mix together. That is obviously where the tornado potential is, on the eastern side of these storms here. So for the eastern portion of Florida, as the storm moves inland, this is going to produce possibly a few tornadoes across portions of Florida. Something we got to watch out for. Damaging winds associated with thunderstorm activity, not necessarily from the storm itself. I mean, obviously the hurricane is going to produce some wind damage, but thunderstorm wind damage, not really expected here because there's not many thunderstorms in tornadoes, honestly. It doesn't really many thunderstorms in hurricanes, which you'd be surprised. I mean, the atmosphere with a tropical cyclone is so warm, the fact that there is no friction among ice crystals and stuff like that across the upper levels, which produces lightning, which that's not really a concern. But like I said, tornado risk here for tomorrow. And then here's the big day. So this right here is for Thursday. So this is the day of landfall. Once again, risk across the southeast, potentially of some tornadoes and stuff like that. But here's the big risk. So we are seeing a slight risk, a severe threat level 2 out of 5, issued for portions of eastern Kansas, northwestern Missouri, portions of central Iowa, and southern portions of Minnesota. So these are the grounds where we really need to watch out for potential severe weather. Like I said, honestly, we're going to watch out for the possibilities here. We're still a few days out, so the breakdown is not necessarily here yet. But we'll continue giving you guys updates and stuff like that as time does get closer. I think tomorrow we're going to have our last update here between the systems because, like I said, I have to brace for this, for the system here. So we'll see definitely how that does there. But anyways, that is kind of what we're looking at, my friends. That is indeed what we're talking about. So we looked at the Storm Prediction Center. We looked at the tropics. Now there's one more thing I do want to do before we head off here for tonight. I want to go ahead and look at the snowfall totals. Like I said, right now the totals are still pretty wellly unknown for the most part. We'll actually make this look a little bit better. Pretty wellly unknown, but we're just going to take a look and see what the models have to say here about the overall snow accumulation and stuff like that. So let's go take a look here at the precipitation, take a look here at the overall total snowfall here. So here's the thing, as of the latest updates, we're kind of talking a decent stretch of snow across portions, especially in North Dakota. Now, like I said, you can't trust one particular model to be exact, but look at this. We're seeing over a foot of snow being possible between portions here of North Dakota, possibly into northwestern Minnesota. Gonna have to watch out for that, though. Next up, we have the CMC model. Not as much as you can see, obviously. That streak is a little bit more pushed to the south. The heaviest snowfall is a little bit more to the south here, not reaching up to that 12-inch zone there for the most part. So there is a lot of disagreement still here. Icon model, that one's actually supporting potentially up and near a foot across North Dakota. So obviously this could potentially be a snowmaker. Definitely could deliver a decent amount of snow across the north, which that's something we really got to watch out for as well. So snow across the north, severe weather across the Midwest, and obviously tropical activity across the southeast. So it's pretty big days up ahead of us for the next several days, my friends, because across the states here, the weather is getting pretty crazy. So, and regarding to the cold front, guys, if you want to talk about this, it is going to be a very chilly one. Look at this, temperatures blasting their way through the country, well into the freezing points. I mean, anywhere across these areas here, anywhere you see the blue, that's showing freezing temperatures, and we potentially could see these temps across the northern plains here, maybe even get into the single and potentially the negative digits here for like the 11th, for like the early morning hours of the 12th, actually. So that's going to be pretty brutal for a lot of people. But that's kind of what we're talking about here. That's indeed what we are looking at here, my friends, and everything like that. So if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you give a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, my friends. I'm going to go ahead and head off here for tonight. We've been live here for just a little bit. We've been live here for about a half hour, which I feel like that's a pretty good set right here for a little update. So if you guys have, if you're just now joining us and you missed the tropical outlook, look in the beginning of the live stream. Obviously move back there, and like I said, you guys can look at that once again. But anyways, my friends, thank you all so much for being here. You all absolutely rock. You guys are the best here. Let's see, Proxy with another donation. Proxy, thank you so much here. Let's see, Andrew, on behalf of all of us here in NW6 family, you and Arctic, stay safe. We both care about you both. Thank you for all you do for us. Proxy, you are very, very welcome, and thank you so much for all of your kind support. You absolutely rock. Big, big shout out goes to you, Proxy. We're up there. Thank you so much. That is seriously very, very generous of you. And like I said, if you guys are new, I don't ask for much on the channel. If you are new, consider hitting that subscribe button. No, you don't have to, but if you are enjoying the content, just consider hitting that subscribe button. That way you guys stay up to date on the latest information here and stuff like that. And that's kind of what we're looking at here. Let's see. Boredom says, we appreciate how nice NW6 is to let us talk about the weather, how kind and calm, and helps us go through weather things and stay calm. NW6 is the best weather ever. Well, Boredom alive, thank you so much. Like I said, there is no reason to panic. Yeah, you should pay attention to these. You should not take them lightly. You should prepare, but there's no reason to panic. Obviously, panicking does make the situations worse. Just be calm. Obviously, just please be calm, and just prepare for it, and we'll all make through this together. Okay? So definitely just be on alert, keep an eye on it, and we'll continue giving you guys updates and stuff like that. So once again, Proxy, big shout out goes to you for the donations and stuff like that. You are the best. You seriously mean a lot to me. Thank you so much, Proxy. Like I said, just know you don't have to do this for the channel. It really helps us out. But like I said, just know that you don't have to. It's seriously greatly appreciated. All right, my friends. Well, I think that's going to do it here for tonight. Like I said, tomorrow will be probably. I'm not going to promise you anything. We'll see. We'll probably do an update tomorrow. I'll do a community post if I don't do a video because, like I said, tomorrow I'm going to start feeling the tropical storm winds. I'm actually in the middle of the path of this storm here. So, yeah, I'm kind of bracing, kind of get ready for the storm here. By me saying I'm bracing, that means I'm going outside and filming this thing. Do not do that, by the way. I am a trained professional, some could say, and I'm gonna just go outside and film this. So I'll be actually probably doing a live stream during this event here, and I'm actually going to be giving you guys live updates on what's going on outside and stuff like that. But that's what's going on there, my friends. Let's see here. Thank you so much for going live tonight, says Haley. You are very, very welcome. It's my pleasure. That's what I'm here for, y'all. Obviously I enjoy being here with y'all. I enjoy hanging out with you guys and informing you guys, just to let y'all know what's on the way. And like I said, we're as accurate as ever. We guarantee you what we say here is the latest information that we got, and honest opinions regarding this system here. So, like I said, once again, as a little recap on the hurricane really quickly, this thing is expected to become a hurricane tomorrow afternoon, make landfall on Thursday, kind of around midnight hours here, tracking its way to around the afternoon hours here for Thursday across the western side of Florida, expected to make landfall as a Category 1 still. This has not changed since yesterday. Maximum sustained winds here of 75 miles an hour, so constant winds of 75 with maximum wind gusts up to 90 miles an hour. So that really hasn't changed too much. Once again, the cone of uncertainty tracks as far north towards Titusville and as far down south towards Boca Raton, and kind of the area as of now, kind of the middle grounds of where the potential landfall could end up. It's kind of towards like Port Pierce and Port St. Lucie here. So that's kind of what we're talking about. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up here for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining. You guys absolutely rock. Once again, big shout out does go to Proxy as well as Liam. Thank you so much, Liam, for becoming part of the Category 1 members, and just thank you so much. As well as Proxy, as always, thank you so much. And all right, my friends, well, please stay safe out there, and if there's anything that we can do for you, let us know. If you have to contact me about anything, if you're worried about something, feel free to contact me on Discord. Links are down below. If you guys would like to take a look at our cool merchandise, merchandise, the link is down below, you guys. You all can check that out. We got some pretty cool shirts and stuff like that. You know what? Before we head off here, I want to go ahead and show you all something really quickly. I'm actually going to go ahead and pull up the merchandise here just to kind of show you guys what we got on the store here. So like I said, if you guys would be interested in taking a look here at the merchandise we have here, I'm going to go ahead and show you all just how to get there. So we take a look here across, we take a look here at the live view, as you can see. We take a look here down there. We click on this show more area, and you see want to check out our merch. Click on that. It'll bring you to our awesome site here where we have all our stuff. We have the 2022 edition NWW116 hoodie. You guys can check all that out. We have hats, shoes. We have a flag here in NW116 Weather Center. We have cooler sleeves. We have mugs. Actually, 2 mugs. We have a new design out there. Also, a drink or cup there. Spiral notebooks. Hook Echo keychains. Hurricane evacuation sticker for the tropics. That's going to go away whenever hurricane season ends and stuff like that. Desk mat. and all kinds of cool stuff. Also a duffel bag. So pretty cool stuff. And if any of those interest you, you should definitely consider checking them out here. We also have the dad hat. Can't forget about that. You can never go wrong with the dad hat. And we'll obviously have our Weather Channel themed rain jacket and stuff like that, the blue. So it's pretty cool. So, all right, my friends. Well, that's going to go ahead and do it here for tonight. Thank you all so much for being here. You all absolutely rock. So we're going to head off here. Like I said, we'll give you guys updates. I will do a live stream personally from my phone tomorrow. I'm not going to be at my desk or my setup area here for tomorrow, but I will be doing live streams from my phone, giving you guys live updates every 3 or so hours, just taking you all outside, showing you all what's going on out there, and just continue giving you guys updates on the latest track and stuff like that. So we'll definitely let you know, my friends. But all right, let's go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for your kind support. You guys absolutely rock. Just know that you guys matter. Know that you guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you all so much for your kind support. And guys, I will catch you all here in the next one. All right, guys, please be safe out there. Peace out.
Waves 2 to 4 feet. Bay and inland waters extremely rough. A chance of showers in the evening, then showers likely after midnight. Thursday, tropical storm conditions possible. Northwest winds 30 to 40 knots, becoming southwest in the afternoon. Gusts up to 55 knots in the morning. Waves 2 to 4 feet. Bay and inland waters extremely rough. Showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Thursday night, southwest winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Bay and inland waters choppy. A slight chance of thunderstorms. Showers, mainly in the evening. Friday, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Bay and inland waters a moderate chop. A chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms until late afternoon, then a slight chance of showers late. Friday night, west winds 5 to 10 knots. Bay and inland waters light chop. A slight chance of showers early in the evening. Saturday, northwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Bay and inland waters light chop. Saturday night, northwest winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming north 10 to 15 knots after midnight. Bay and inland waters a moderate chop. Sunday, north winds 10 to 15 knots. Bay and inland waters a moderate chop. Winds and waves higher and near thunderstorms. This is NOAA Weather Radio KHP32 Tampa Bay, the voice of the National Weather Service, broadcasting at a frequency of 162.55 megahertz. The tower for KHP32 is located in Riverview, in Hillsborough County, and serves west central Florida, with programming originating from the National Weather Service office in Ruskin. The station provides warning alerts for Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco, Polk, Hardee, and Manatee counties. Your coastal waters forecast for the KHB32 listening area for the following marine location: coastal waters from Englewood to Tarpon Springs out 20 nautical miles. Issued at 4:40 p.m. Tropical storm watch in effect. Tonight, tropical storm conditions possible. Northeast winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 30 knots. Seas 3 to 5 feet. Bay and inland waters rough. Wednesday, tropical storm conditions possible. Northeast winds 20 to 25 knots, becoming north 25 to 30 knots in the afternoon. Seas 4 to 6 feet. Bay and inland waters very rough. A slight chance of showers in the morning, then a chance of showers in the afternoon. Wednesday night, tropical storm conditions possible. North winds 25 to 35 knots. Seas 5 to 7 feet, building to 6 to 9 feet after midnight. Bay and inland waters extremely rough. A chance of showers in the evening, then showers likely after midnight. Thursday, tropical storm conditions possible.